Hi there. My name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary texts and we tie them to something around the house. Sometime we'll be back to the Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, but at this point we're still doing social distancing. We're still worshiping online, as many of you are, as we continue to do this. It's way past where I originally had thought, and I'm sure that you are feeling weary as well. So know that you're in my prayers. Know that the congregations that we serve appreciate what we're doing, and know the congregation you're serving appreciates what you're doing. This is new and uncharted territory, though it's becoming more charted than we thought it would be. I don't know. So we're in Job, and we've moved on. We're in chapter 3, different parts of chapter 3, and the commentary on Working Preacher puts it this way. The patient Job has moved on into the lamenting, to the frustrating, but the Job that laments, that shakes the fists at the heavens and stays on course and stays firm and stays true. And his friends show up who are terrible theologians. So we're looking at it. And so what do we do for a children's sermon? Because, like I said last week, Job. When I think of Job, I think of children's sermon. So, tissue, roll of toilet paper. So either a box of tissue or some toilet paper, something that maybe Band-Aids, maybe Neosporin. This idea that it's okay to cry. We're hurt. We're missing one another. We will long to see each other again, and we're lamenting. There's so much that we're lamenting. We're lamenting not being together. We're lamenting all of the stuff that's going on in the country. We're lamenting the death of George Floyd. We're lamenting all of these things. Our hearts are hurt. Our hearts are broken. And the kids are feeling it. That they know. And so this idea that talking about perhaps that throughout Scripture, the Psalms, the laments that get cried up, God, how long, oh God, how long? And then the good news is that God sits with us in our pain, God sits with us in the ashes, and then also that God is pulling us into the future that God has created. And God is creating, and God uses you and I because we get to be the hands and the feet and the voice of God in this world. That we lament, we cry out, we say, why God? And that's okay. It's okay to lament. It's okay to cry. It's important to. Because I think if we don't, it feels like we're just pushing the stuff underneath the carpet. Maybe you have another image is you have a beach ball, and the thing is it's like I think about a Simpsons episode where Marge is talking to Lisa and she says, what you're supposed to do with all your anger is you're supposed to take it and you're supposed to push it down like a beach ball. You push it down and then you're going to stand on it. And and this idea that we just push everything down, but in the story of Job, where all of the stuff gets poured upon him finally, it's just the patient Job says, enough. And he raises his fists to the heavens and he laments. And it's okay. It's faithful. It's part of a prayer to God that God is big enough to handle it. And so we raise up. So perhaps asking the kids, what makes you sad? Where do you experience pain? What makes you cry? And the thing I love about seeing kids respond to friends that are hurting, there is compassion and there is grace that is beyond. It's beyond. It moves me. I think there's a movie that came out years ago. It's called Searching for Bobby Fischer. And in that movie, Josh Waitzkin, who is a chess prodigy, and he's got his friend, and at the very end of the movie, they're walking the courtyard, and Josh says to his friend Morgan, I think is his friend's name. He says, "You know, Morgan, can I tell you a secret?" And they're about the same age, maybe 6 months difference. And he goes, "Can I tell you a secret? You're a much stronger player than I was when I was at your age." And it's like, oh, the compassion and understanding and grace that comes in that conversation. So to give our kids permission again to say, it's okay to say, I don't get this, I don't understand, and knowing that that's okay. All right, that's the springboard where I'm going with. I'm hoping that can be useful for your children's sermon. Thank you so much for the work you're doing. I know I've said it before, but I really mean it. The congregations are blessed to have you doing this. I know you feel tired. I feel tired. And we lament in our own ways. But to know that you're doing this work, it's important. I'm keeping you in my prayers, and may this day be a blessing to you, because you're blessing so many other people. Thanks. See you next week.